What's up, everybody? It's the Rogue in Disguise North American community contributor for World of Warships Blitz, and if this is your first time here or been here for a while, well, make sure you smash that like button, you hit the subscribe, and you turn that bell to all to catch all that we do for World of Warships Blitz. But yes, and today we're going to be talking about the Tier 8 Premium Anhalt, and honestly, guys, there's a few things that you really want to take a look at that I'm going to bring to your attention today. Number one, we're not going to get into the history of it. We really want to look at the stats of it. 54,242 hit points is pretty good in comparison to the other ships in Tier 8. I think it's like one of the larger health pools that you can find. Like Odin only has 45,000, Black Bismarck at 53, Tirpitz at 53, Zeiton at 48, Brandenburg at 48, Ignis is at 53, and Cross of Dorns at 45. Anhalt is coming at 54,242, one of the larger health pools for the battleship, so not too bad. Citadel protection is at 15%, fire and flooding resistance is at 12.5%, damage reduction is at 15%, and torpedo damage reduction is at 15.90% in comparison to, say, Odin. It's okay. All the other ships have relatively about the same, or if not better, stats in that department. Mostly the same. Like, Odin's a little better in some other parts, but it has a lower health pool, so trade-off. Max speed is about the same as everybody else. I think everybody else is a little bit faster at 29, almost 25, 31 knots, Brandenburgers. You know, one of the slower ones, it appears. As far as the gun is concerned, it's 350. It's about middle of the pack as far as anybody else is concerned. In the German line, premiums or anything like that in this comparison to all of them at Tier 8, and it's okay. 350 does all good, just under 23 and a half seconds to reload time. Range is okay at 14.08 kilometers. Main battery high explosive damage, I wish it was a little better, and that chance of setting a fire was at closer to 10%. I would honestly just feel really better if it was more of a fire ship, but then again, we're going to take a look at the reason why it's at 9% versus anything else. You got 15 guns of the 350 millimeter main guns. It's just insane. It's 5 turrets of 350 millimeters turrets. They're just big old guns. But that turns out that the main battery armor piercing damage is going to be 1,416, which is okay in comparison to everything else. I mean, others are just under 14. Other ships are at higher damage outputs for their armor piercing, but then again, they're like, you know, the Black Bismarck with 380, so that's why it's going to be like that. Secondary guns are 150. Their range is kind of meh at 7 kilometers, but not the worst. In comparison to everybody else. I mean, a lot of guys, other ships like the Odin and Black Bismarck are just peaking around like 7 kilometers, 7.3 kilometers. So it's right in the middle of the pack as anything else. 6-second reload time, 4.83 kilometer range for the auto secondary guns with a 1% chance of setting a fire. Your secondary guns are only armor piercing. It doesn't have any HE, so you're going to be pretty much running armor piercing. It does have torpedoes, just like Odin and Bismarck, but they're in a 4x1 facet, and the reload time is just under 32 seconds. The damage is really nuts with these 700 millimeter, that's right, 700 millimeter torpedoes. That's going to do 5,074 per torpedo, so if you get all 4 of them hitting on a ship, hey, man, that's almost 20k damage right there. The range is very short at 5.40 kilometers. So it's really going to limit it to you being a close range defensive thing, if anything. A last-ditch result in your otherwise immensely huge arsenal of weaponry on your boat. They're super slow at 50 knots. So you're going to have to be really close and fire them kind of ahead in order to hit your target. Hopefully they're not turning, but it does have a 21% chance of setting a flood, and the torpedo traverse speed is not that bad at 17.60 kilometers. Anti-aircraft armament is a little lacking in comparison to other ships in Tier 8. I mean, like the Zeiton's a little better at 245. Cross Adorn is 198. So the Anhalt's coming at 184, just a little bit below everybody else. But as far as secondaries, is again coming under everybody else. If you're looking at the stats, and it's not even increased range, it's just at the typical 3.30 kilometers and 209 at 1.80 kilometers for your small caliber AE damage. And your surface detection is a little more than anybody else, but roughly the same as Bismarck, Tirpitz, I believe, and also the same as Ignis, yeah, which is also, and Cross Adorn is going to be just about the same. So even Odin comes in around almost 11 kilometers. So it's just a little more than everybody else, but not as bad as everybody else coming in under 11.5. So surface detection is, you're going to be seen at the bottom of the day, at the end of the day. So that's just pretty much telling you where it's at. As far as like the ship skills, you know, Scout Plane 1 and auto secondaries are always going to be good. So you have an option of either making as kind of a secondary build with an option to shoot far, or you could really focus on shooting further, but then again, it's German dispersion. So it's a lot of guns just shotgunning out there. So I don't know, guys. We're going to have to test this out live on the stream, how well it does on live servers, because I haven't tested it out other than, you know, going in the training room and floating around in a circle for a little bit, testing it out on my other account and shooting at it. Just mostly with the AI guns, see how they are with the auto secondaries, and we'll talk about that on the live stream. Okay. But other than that, you guys got the full details of what's happening with the ship before it comes out. So we'll test it live on August 28, 2023. Until then, guys, don't do anything I wouldn't do twice. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe and you turn that bell to all. Catch all that we do for World of Warships Blitz. Oh, but yes. Until the next video, guys, you guys have a great day. Oh, but yes. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday. And if it's your anniversary, happy anniversary. See you next time, Rogues.